everyone, it's me, voice actor Bobby G, here with another video discussion of a character. My last video, Storm King is Underrated, has gathered very good feedback, and I appreciate all your support on the video. So I decided to make another video to talk about another character from the My Little Pony franchise as a whole, Grogar. For those who don't know, which most of you already know, but if some of you don't, Grogar is a character who debuted in Generation 1 as the main antagonist of the My Little Pony and Friends 4-parter episode, The Return of Tambalon. In G1, Grogar is an evil ram sorcerer who is the ruler of the kingdom of Tambalon. His army are the creatures called the Troggles, and he also has a right-hand man, or right-hoof donkey, named Bray, who does his bidding. He seeks to conquer Ponyland and expand his kingdom across the world, but he was defeated by Megan Williams, a human in Ponyland. Yes, there are humans in G1. And she, alongside her allies, including ponies and other races, defeat Grogar by ringing an ancient bell in the city that destroyed Grogar's own bell, and with it, his powers. He was then sent back to the realm of darkness. He was also betrayed by his own minions, the Troggles, after they realized they were enslaved by this tyrannical ram. His right-hoofed demented donkey, Bray, however, did not betray him, and was banished alongside Grogar. I remember hearing a lot about Grogar from G1 way before he arrived in G4, so I decided to give the episode a watch myself, and I must say, I can see why people would think that he was a very good villain. The only thing that I will slightly nitpick about is that Grogar has the one thing that could destroy him in his own kingdom, the bell that Megan and her friends ring to banish him back to the realm of darkness and destroy his own bell. So, why the heck didn't he just get rid of it from his kingdom? That would have made things so much easier for the guy. But again, that's just a small nitpick of mine. Other than that, the episode itself was very good, and Grogar was considered the second best villain in G1, with the first being G1 T-Rex, who is known as Tirak from Rescue at Midnight Castle. Over the years, when G4 came out, and ever since T-Rex arrived in Season 4's finale, people wanted to see more G1 villains arrive in G4, and one of the biggest contestants is Grogar himself. The show itself took notice, and they managed to mention G4 Grogar for the first time in Season 7's episode, A Flurry of Emotions. But he sadly didn't make a physical appearance in it yet. In the episode, Twilight Sparkle was reading a storybook to the sick fillies at the hospital and was babysitting her niece Flurryheart at the time. The story reveals that he has a battle with Gusty the Great and her unicorn warriors, which we will get to in just a second. It's not until Season 9 that Grogar finally made a physical appearance. Or did he? Well, let's just talk about the lore of Grogar and what the show has provided us, shall we? Millennia ago, long before the three pony tribes came together as one, the land that would become Equestria was once a peaceful country consisting of simple farms and pastures. But that all changed when Grogar arrived to take full control of the land and declare himself emperor of it all. I like to think that he was once an ordinary ram himself before he got so much power, you know? He discovered magic and all of a sudden, ooh, I can use this to my advantage, you know? He started off as a simple ram and all of a sudden he became who he is, and yeah. He wielded a powerful artifact known as the Bewitching Bell, a talisman that allowed him to steal the magic of others and transfer it into himself to increase his own formidable magic, which made him extremely powerful. Grogar also created several terrible creatures to terrorize the populace, thus earning him the title the Father of Monsters. For some time, Grogar ruled his domain with an iron hoof, until he was confronted by a brave unicorn mare named Gusty the Great and her unicorn warriors. As told in the book by Twilight Sparkle, he encountered them on top of the hill that currently leads to Cloudsdale. The unicorn warriors shot magical beams into the clouds and wrapped around Grogar and pulled him to the ground. but the evil Ram managed to break through the bonds as fear gave him power. The rest of the conflict was left unknown due to the interruption of Flurry Hearts, but in Season 9, it is revealed that Gusty managed to take the bell away from Grogar, and then managed to banish him from the land. Yeah, you go, Gusty, you know? Since the bewitching bell could not be destroyed, Gusty hid it in the enchanted cave high atop Mount Everhoof, believing it will forever be safe with the magic winds to keep any creature from reaching it. Over time, the memory of Grogar, his reign over Equestria, and Gusty became forgotten from history, and were only told as legends that Equestria and a few villains have heard about. That was the story of the real Grogar, the Grogar from Equestria's past. Now let's talk about the Grogar we saw in Season 9. In Season 9, the redeemed spirit of chaos, Discord, disguised himself as Grogar in a misguided effort of preparing Princess Twilight to take over as ruler of Equestria when Princesses Celestia and Luna retire. Using this disguise, he then creates a syndicate of the most dangerous villains in Equestria, believing that the combined threat would pose an even greater challenge for Twilight and her friends and boost their confidence. These villains include the former tyrant of the Changelings, Queen Chrysalis, the power-hungry centaur, Lord T-Rex, and the treacherous Pegasus filly, Cozy Glow. Oh, golly! He also revived the dark unicorn, King Sombra, who was previously destroyed, though the latter refused to work for the other villains, which got him destroyed yet again. Dang it, Sombra. After cementing his place as their leader, Grogar, quote-unquote, then later sends the villains on a mission to retrieve the real Grogar's bewitching bell from Mount Everhoof. Even though the villains claimed to have failed to obtain the bell, they did learn to work together, which was apparently enough to please Grogar, quote-unquote. Unbeknownst to him, they actually did get the bell, but kept it so they can use its power to betray him and take Equestria for themselves, which they did near the end of the season. They secretly stole a book from Canterlot and learned how to use the bell. They gained new super forms, and they drained Grogar of his own magic, which also exposes him as Discord in disguise. Oh my goodness, what a twist! Cozy Glow then uses the bell to drain the magic from Princesses Celestia and Luna. However, after the villains were defeated, Princesses Celestia and Luna and Discord get their magic back. The existence of the bewitching bell means that Grogar and Gusty the Great were indeed real in history, and the latter has banished the former successfully, never to return again. At least that's what we thought. We'll have to wait and see in G5, shall we? I hope he does return to G5. The real Grogar only ever appears in illustrations or flashbacks. So yeah, that's how they told the story of Grogar in the show. And when Discord was revealed to be Grogar in disguise, it caused a lot of disappointment from a lot of fans. Many were hyped to see another famous G1 antagonist revamped in G4, and were expecting him to be one of the series' biggest, most evil, and most dangerous villains. Oh, that would have been great. However, some complained that Grogar, quote-unquote, hardly served any purpose in the show. I disagree on that. Though he did have a connection to Equestrian's history. That I agree with. The twist of Discord turning out to be Grogar gathered mixed responses from the fandom. Some have hoped that Grogar would finally be able to appear in the show after lobbying for the move for so long. And so the revealing of Discord to actually be Grogar caused disappointment. Others had commented that they didn't mind the twist, as most of the attention has gone towards the Legion of Doom anyway, and that Grogar himself had little presence to be taken seriously. Anyway, here are my thoughts on Grogar's character as a whole in G4. My thoughts. These are my thoughts, my opinions. Do I think they could have utilized Grogar a lot better? Yes. Yes, I do. Like all bronies, I too was disappointed. When I first saw it, I was like, really? I had high hopes that Grogar would be such a great final baddie. They built him up so much lore around him. But because of the twist, all that lore that we got from Grogar is meaningless. Like, seriously. It's cool, but it's meaningless. And that sucks because the lore around Grogar is very interesting. And I would love to know more about it. He was known to be the biggest, baddest villain in Equestria, but they didn't give him any chance to shine. None of it. Don't get me wrong, I love T-Rex, Chrysalis, and Kozaglow themselves, but I think Grogar should have been one of the final villains too. The reason the writers wanted to do the twist is that Grogar does not have as much connection to the heroes as T-Rex, Chrysalis, and Kozaglow, and that's why they decided to have Discord be Grogar all along, since the beginning of Season 9. That's all fine and dandy, but here's the thing. This could have been solved. Yeah, this all could have been solved. And you want to know how they could have been solved? Have Grogar show up a lot earlier. Yes. If they would have planned for Grogar to be this big bad villain, they could have had him be the villain of either season's premieres or finales. And then you can use him again as the final antagonist in Season 9, because then he would have connection to our heroes. Oh, and another thing. Grogar had a connection to all the lore and story of the show. All the lore. It makes perfect sense to use him as the final villain. Just for that reason alone. Oh, and there's a lot. I've been theorizing that Gusty the Great herself could be related to Celestia and Luna. That could also be a good way. Or Gusty the Great could be related to Twilight. That could be a good connection. That will, just like Aang and Ozai. Aang and Ozai, they have a lot of connection with each other. And they build up Ozai, And, but Aang and Ozai didn't have their final battle up until the end of the show. And that's when they finally meet each other face to face and they battled. And they built that moment up so well. That's what I wish they would have done with Grogar and Twilight. Have Twilight be related to Gusty the Great. Grogar, and she challenged the real Grogar. That would have been so much better. So much better. But unfortunately, they decided to not go the route I was talking about. And what we get is what we got. But still, I wish Grogar could have been utilized better. Just, Don't get me wrong, guys. I do not hate the villain of Grogar at all. In fact, I'm a huge Grogar fan. I think Grogar should have been done so much better, in my opinion. And he would have been up there with Lord T-Rex, King Sombra, Queen Chrysalis, and Kozaglow as one of the greatest villains in the entire show. Hell, even before the Grogar is Discord on a long twist, Grogar was becoming my fourth favorite villain. But if he proved himself to be eviler than Sombra, T-Rex, and Chrysalis, maybe even Cozy for that matter, he would have become my new number one favorite villain. Yes, T-Rex, he would have beat you, But now, because of that dang twist, Grogar is now my 10th favorite villain. Not cool, Hasbro! Not cool, man! Grogar has so much potential to be a great villain, and you blew it all away! That's a joke, Oh, let's talk about Discord, shall we? My favorite character in the show as a whole, alongside T-Rex. Some fans expressed anger towards Discord for his scheme, even claiming that what he did was unforgivable, and felt the main six and the sisters let him off too easily. They also got upset with Discord for helping the sisters turn the terrible trio into stone. They felt that since Discord freed Cozy and T-Rex in the first place, he had no right to suggest the punishment, forgetting the fact that he merely didn't think things through, and his heart was in the right place. Look, here's the thing. Discord has never been a perfect guy, He is a good example of an anti-hero. He's the master of puppets. testing the ponies against challenges, even to the ponies he cares about. Hell, even Spike even said it himself in Season 8, you know? He does not think about the consequences of his actions, which led to his big screw-up in Season 9, where he tried to test Twilight Sparkle as the new ruler of Equestria by setting up this huge challenge for her, to take on Equestria's worst villains and defeat them so she can have the confidence to be a good ruler of Equestria. He has done things that many questioned. Yeah, he could either do bad things, or he can do good deeds. And his plan to test Twilight's confidence in Season 9 is well-intentioned, but yeah, it was very poorly planned out. At first, I too was surprised that he was forgiven so easily at the end of Season 9, since yeah, he was responsible for causing the events of Season 9. Even Discord himself knew this, and he even apologized to the ponies while they were imprisoned, and he made up for his actions by helping the main six escape by tricking the three baddies and insulting T-Rex. So, at least he did slightly made up for his mistake. But many say that it ain't enough to redeem Discord for what he did. Discord has always been my favorite character in the show. He was the one who got me into the show in the first place. He is known for being a troublemaker and has caused many messes, and he usually does not learn from his mistakes at times. But he is slowly but surely learning every day about friendship thanks to Fluttershy, the pony he cared for the most. Heck, even Fluttershy, Discord does not think of her getting potentially hurt. It would have made for an interesting episode of Season 10 had the show continue on. Discord still feels very guilty for his actions after some ponies demanded him that he be punished again for what he did during the events of Season 9. And he fell into a deep, deep, deep depression. So it's up to Fluttershy to help him. Discord is still one of the best characters in the entire show. Do I wish he could have had a much better send-off and not a more controversial send-off? Well, kinda, but you know. What you get is what you got, you know? Now, again, even though I'm not a huge fan of the twist as a whole and wish it could have been done so much better, does that make Season 9 a bad season for me? Not at all. Season 9, in my opinion, was a great send-off to the show as a whole, even if there are some episodes that are meh, and yes, the disappointing twist. But the rest of Season 9 was fantastic. Season 9 was everything I wanted to see in the show. A villain team-up. I have always been wanting the villains to team up for so long. And yeah, I've always been a fan of the villains in the show, so to see them finally get together in this season and team up was such a joy, man. I was so happy that they finally made that happen, you know? Yeah, it was thanks to the terrible trio, T-Rex, Chrysalis, and Cozy Glow, that saved the season for me. They are the biggest highlight. Don't believe me? Watch Season 9, Episode 8, Frenemies. That is one of the best episodes of the entire show, alongside Twilight's Kingdom, Discordant Harmony, Return of Harmony, Canterlot Wedding, Crystal Empire, Amending Fences, the main attraction, the perfect pier, the beginning of the end, and the last problem. So yeah, Season 9 wasn't a terrible season at all, despite the flaws I mentioned earlier. Now, yes, there are some bronies who hated Season 9, but some of them take things to a whole new level. For example, some bronies even start petitions to try and force Hasbro to go back and quote-unquote revise Season 9. Yeah, I would love to see how that will work out.
Sir, what made you come to Hasbro Studios?
Well, I'm here today because I am protesting the fact that you are not giving in to our demands for Season 9 of My Little Pony Friendship is Meant to Be Revived! It's a poorly written send-off that, frankly, spits in the face of both its adoring fans and beloved characters at all, but ruins the show itself after all these years. I aim to persuade you to give G4 the proper ending it deserves. Every fan of My Little Pony owes it to themselves to make that happen. I am ashamed that most people don't see it this way and don't sign my petition to get it revived. Christ! Season 9's writing is complete crap and disrespecting the series itself, the characters, and its fans. This is not how this series could or should have ended. This garbage season and everything related to it has to be officially revised, and the original versions must be expunged and forgotten. Friendship is magic is ruined otherwise. I'll damn well get you to recon it, if I please. So I came here to make it happen once and for all. My Little Pony deserves better than this. So do the fans.
Sir, you need to understand that everything you are saying is complete nonsense.
It's not nonsense. I am stating fact.
Hey, calm down. Do you honestly think that people would hire you to work for them? Your posts are inappropriate and hurtful. They will not let you work for them. You have no control over My Little Pony. Revising Season 9, let alone all its related content, will take a lot of work. It will not be worth the effort. Most fans are happy with how Season 9 turned out, and they would hate your revisions. You are being very immature here. If you think you're the victim, you fail to see other people's point of view. Grow up and move on. I wasted enough time with you.
How could you all be so oblivious? Season 9 is horrible, I tell ya. You will all see things my way, mark my words.
Security, take him out.
Yes, sir.
You will regret to stay. You will regret to stay.
Enough struggling. Come on.
You will regret to stay.
Oh, God, do I wish I was making all that up. But no, that is how some bronies are. And forgive me for saying this, it's pathetic. It's almost humorous, you know? It's pathetic. This is not the brony community I joined, who accepted people despite their different opinions on anything. We are a united fan base, not the divided fan base. Look, I've been a brony for 10 years now, and I will always be proud of it. The show has made such an impact on mine and so many other people's lives. But lately, the fandom has become divisive, and that really saddens me to the core. The show has taught us not to be divisive, but to be united in friendship. That was the whole purpose of the show, and boy did it make such a huge impact. Most fans of the Brony Fandom are some of the sweetest and smartest people I know, but some other bronies are sadly not. Those toxic bronies would give the Brony Fandom a very bad name. I of course am referring... What I was doing there, I was referring to the Save MOP campaign, which is still going on to this very day. And yeah, he actually blocked me on Twitter. I'm not kidding. He blocked me on Twitter. The Save MOP campaign blocked me on Twitter. It's just, wow. What he is doing is not going to help the show or the fandom in any way. It will further divide it. His misguided plan to get Hasbro to revise Season 9 will not work. Because not everyone hated Season 9. I like Season 9 very much. Do I wish the writing could have been better? Well, that's a hard question. The only thing I wish they could have done better in Season 9 is to keep Grogar as the real deal, not have Discord in disguise. However, what we get is what we got. Period. While the twist is disappointing, I learned to accept it over the years. The rest of the season was fantastic. Those episodes I mentioned earlier, Frenemies, Beginning of the End, The Last Problem, they're some of the best episodes of that season. Some bronies would start needless arguments over other bronies for their differing opinions on the show. You know, I have seen some fandoms become very toxic and divisive. But the Brony fandom? That really breaks my heart to no end. I do understand that when time flies by, things change and all. But still, the Brony fandom that I joined in 2011 wasn't as divisive as it was now. Will that stop me from being a brony? Heck no. I'll still remain a brony for the rest of my life, and I will continue to enjoy the show no matter what. And I'm still looking forward to G5, so if anybody doubts G5 is not going to be any good, come on, guys. G5 just started, you know? It's not going to be perfect by any means. But I liked it. I thought the movie was great, you know? But anyway, that is my thoughts on Grogar, and how he should have been done better in my opinion. Keep in mind, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I love the character of Grogar. I think he should have been done better by the writers, and it does suck that they didn't give him the proper time to shine, which is something every fan, including me, wanted to see. But then again, what we get is what we got. I'm not going to go on a full rant about it and start a petition to demand Hasbro to
revive a season,
and then have arguments with others who call me out on what I am doing. It really sucks that some bronies will take it too far. Besides, the G5 show is just around the corner. We actually saw the bewitching Belle itself made a cameo in a Netflix film, My Little Pony: A New Generation. His bewitching Belle is revealed to be in the possession of an Earth pony named Argyle Starshine, who is also the father of Sunny Starscout many years later. It is currently unknown how Argyle managed to get the bewitching Belle. After Argyle passed away for unknown reasons, Sunny Starscout is currently in possession of the bewitching Belle in her home. If Grogar is still alive and has returned from being banished from the realm of darkness, similar to G1, it's possible he will return in the future G5 series as potential future enemy to Sunny and her friends, and will try to reclaim his Belle from Sunny's home. However, some people also pointed out to me that the Belle we saw in Sunny's home could also be a replica and not the real Belle. That's a possibility too. But again, one can hope, can he? Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this huge discussion video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And click the bell. Bell, get it? Bewitching bell, boom. Click the bell, the notification bell, to get notifications of any of my latest videos. What do you guys think of Grogar? Do you also think he should have been utilized better? Or do you like or dislike the twist? Let me know in the comment section. Again, as I said in my last video, keep the comment section civil. No arguing. I don't want any of that. Just a respectful, civil comment section about what you all think about Grogar's character as a whole and the twist itself. Anyway, that would be it for me, guys. See you guys later. Bye-bye.